What if I told you that your anger isn't the problem? It's actually the messenger. If you've ever snapped at your kids over something small, if you've ever felt rage bubbling up inside you for no apparent reason, if people have started walking on eggshells around you because they never know when you'll explode, then this video is for you. Today we are talking about why you're angry all the time, and more importantly, what your anger is really trying to tell you. In this video, I am going to reveal the anger iceberg technique that shows you what's really underneath your rage. I'll show you the emotional needs identification process that addresses the root cause of your anger, and I'll give you the anger transformation practice that turns your rage into power. But here's what most anger management advice gets completely wrong. They tell you to calm down, or count to 10, or take deep breaths. That's like putting a band-aid on a bullet wound, because anger isn't the problem, it's a symptom. And until you understand what's underneath your anger, you'll keep exploding no matter how many deep breaths you take. I used to be an angry person. I would snap at people I loved. I would rage over small inconveniences. I was exhausted from carrying all that anger. But the framework I'm sharing today helped me understand what my anger was really about. And once I addressed the root cause, the anger dissolved. This has worked for thousands of people, and it will work for you too. Let me tell you about Rajesh. He's a 38-year-old father of two, and he's angry all the time. His kids leave toys on the floor, he explodes. His wife forgets to pick up milk, he explodes. Traffic is slow, he explodes. Someone cuts him off in line, he explodes. His co-workers think he's aggressive. His wife thinks he's mean. His kids are scared of him. And Rajesh himself is exhausted. He went to therapy thinking he had an anger problem. His therapist asked him to describe a recent explosion. Rajesh told her about yelling at his son for spilling juice. What were you feeling right before you got angry? His therapist asked. I was angry, Rajesh said. No, what were you feeling before the anger, underneath it? Rajesh paused. He had never thought about it. He closed his eyes and went back to that moment. His son spilled the juice, and before the anger came, there was something else. Fear. Fear that he was a bad father. Fear that he couldn't control anything. Fear that his life was falling apart. Fear that he was failing. And then, to protect himself from that unbearable fear, his brain converted it to anger. Because anger feels powerful, fear feels weak. Anger is almost never the primary emotion. It's a secondary emotion that protects you from feeling more vulnerable emotions underneath. Anger is the tip of the iceberg. But underneath, that's where the real emotions live. Fear, hurt, shame, sadness, helplessness, rejection. Next time you feel angry, pause and ask. Question 1. What happened right before I got angry? Identify the trigger. Be specific. Question 2. What did that trigger mean to me? Not what it was, but what it meant. Example, my wife forgot the milk. She doesn't care about what I need. Question 3. What am I really afraid of? Keep digging. What's the fear underneath? Example, I'm afraid I don't matter, or I'm afraid I'm not important. Question 4. What vulnerable emotion am I protecting myself from? Name it. Hurt, shame, fear, sadness, helplessness. The pattern recognition. After 1 week, look for patterns. Do you get angry when you feel disrespected? Do you get angry when things are out of control? Do you get angry when you feel ignored? Do you get angry when you feel inadequate? Once you understand that anger is a protective mechanism, everything changes. You're not a bad person. You're not too angry. You're just a person who learned to convert vulnerable emotions into anger because anger feels safer. But now you can learn a different way. You can learn to feel the vulnerable emotions directly without the anger armor. But here's where it gets really interesting. Underneath your anger, underneath even the vulnerable emotions, there's something even deeper. Unmet needs. Priya was a mother of 3 and she was constantly angry at her family. They never helped with chores, they never appreciated what she did. They just took and took and took, and she gave and gave and gave until she had nothing left. One day she exploded. She screamed at her family, I do everything for you. I cook, I clean, I work, I take care of everyone. And what do I get? Nothing. You don't even see me. Her husband was shocked. Her kids were crying. And Priya collapsed on the floor, sobbing. Later in therapy, her therapist asked, Priya, what do you need? Priya looked confused. What do you mean? What do you need? Not what your kids need, not what your husband needs. What do you need? Priya started crying again because she had no idea. She had spent so many years meeting everyone else's needs that she had completely lost touch with her own. Her therapist helped her identify them. She needed rest. She needed appreciation. She needed help. She needed to be seen. She needed to matter. And her anger? Her anger was her soul screaming, I have needs too! Chronic anger is often a sign of chronic unmet needs. When your needs go unmet for long enough, your body starts screaming. And that scream sounds like anger. Your anger isn't irrational, it's information. It's telling you something I need is missing. The universal human needs. 1. Safety and security. Physical safety, financial security, emotional safety, predictability and stability. 2. Connection and belonging. To be seen and understood, to be valued and appreciated, to belong to a community, to have meaningful relationships. 3. Autonomy and control, to have choices, to have agency over your life, to have boundaries respected, to have your time honored. 4. Significance and respect, to be respected, to be taken seriously, to have your contributions acknowledged, to matter. 5. Rest and restoration, to have downtime, to have space for yourself, to not be constantly depleted, to recharge. The needs identification exercise. Think about your last 3 anger episodes. For each one, ask what need was not being met. Example 1. I got angry when my partner didn't listen to me. Unmet need to be heard, to be valued. Example 2. I got angry when my boss gave me more work. Unmet need, rest, boundaries, respect for my time. Example 3. I got angry when my friend cancelled plans. Unmet need, connection, to be prioritized. The needs inventory. Rate each need from 1 to 10. 1 equals completely unmet, 10 equals fully met. Safety and security, double. Connection and belonging, double. Autonomy and control, double. Significance and respect, double. Rest and restoration, double. Any need below 5 is likely contributing to your anger. The needs communication practice. Instead of expressing anger, express the need. Anger. You never help around the house. Need. I need help with the household tasks. I am feeling overwhelmed. Anger. You don't care about me. Need. I need to feel valued and appreciated. Can you tell me what you appreciate about me? Anger. You're always on your phone. Need. I need quality time with you. Can we have 30 minutes without devices? The self needs meeting. You can't control if others meet your needs, but you can meet some yourself. Need rest? Schedule it. Protect it. Need appreciation? Appreciate yourself. Journal about your wins. Need connection? Reach out to friends. Join communities. Need autonomy? Set boundaries. Say no. Need significance? Contribute to something meaningful. Here's the truth. Your needs are not selfish. They're human. Everyone has needs. The difference is that some people honor their needs and some people ignore them until they explode in anger. You don't have to explode. You can identify your needs, communicate them clearly, and take action to meet them. That's not selfish. That's self-care. But even when you understand what's underneath your anger and what needs aren't being met, there's still one more layer: your anger patterns. Arjun noticed something strange. He only got angry at certain people. His wife, he exploded at her constantly. His kids, all the time. His friends, sometimes. But his boss, never. His parents, never. His therapist pointed this out. Arjun, you're not an angry person. You're selectively angry. You only get angry at people you feel safe with. Arjun was confused. But I love my wife and kids. Why would I be angry at them? His therapist explained. Because you know they won't leave. Your boss could fire you. Your parents could reject you. So you control your anger around them. But your wife and kids, you know they're stuck with you. So that's where all your suppressed anger comes out. Arjun felt sick. He was using his family as an emotional dumping ground. We don't get angry randomly. We have anger patterns based on where we feel safe to express it and what triggers our core wounds. Understanding your pattern is the key to breaking it. The anger target analysis. Who do you get angry at most? Partner, spouse, children, parents, siblings, friends, co-workers, strangers, yourself. Why them? Because they are safe, because they remind you of someone from your past, because they trigger a core wound, because you can't control them. The anger trigger categories. 1. Disrespect triggers. Being ignored, being dismissed, being interrupted, being criticized, being talked down to. Core wound. I don't matter or I am not good enough. 2. Control triggers. Things not going as planned, people not following your instructions, unexpected changes, chaos and disorder. Core wound. I am not safe unless I am in control. 3. Abandonment triggers. Being left out, plans being cancelled, not being prioritized, feeling forgotten. Core wound. I am not important or I'll be abandoned. 4. Inadequacy triggers. Making mistakes, being corrected, failing at something, being compared to others. Core wound. I am not good enough. 5. Injustice triggers. Unfair treatment, rules not being followed, people getting away with things, hypocrisy. Core wound. The world is unsafe and unfair. The pattern identification exercise. For each anger episode, identify who triggered it, what they did, what category it falls into, what core wound it touched. Example. Who? My wife. What? She forgot to do something I asked. Category. Disrespect trigger. Core wound. I don't matter. The pattern interrupt. Once you know your pattern, you can interrupt it. Step 1. Recognize the trigger. I am feeling angry because this is my pattern. Step 2. Identify the core wound. This is touching my wound of. Step 3. Reality check. Is this actually true or is this my wound talking? Step 4. Respond differently. Instead of exploding, express the wound. When you forgot to do that, I felt like I don't matter to you. That's my wound talking. Can we talk about this? The anger redirection. If you're using safe people as emotional dumping grounds, redirect. Journal your anger instead of dumping it on family. Exercise to release the physical energy. Talk to a therapist instead of exploding at loved ones. Address the real source. If you're angry at your boss but taking it out on your wife, address the boss situation. Your anger pattern isn't random, it's strategic. Your subconscious knows exactly who it's safe to be angry at and what triggers will set you off. But once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. And once you can't unsee it, you can start to change it. You can stop being controlled by your triggers and start responding consciously instead of reacting unconsciously. Now here's the part that will completely change how you see anger. Anger isn't your enemy, it's your power source. Maya had spent years in therapy trying to get rid of her anger. She saw it as a flaw, a problem, something wrong with her. She tried meditation, breathing exercises, anger management classes, and nothing worked. She was still angry. Then she met a new therapist who said something that shocked her. Maya, stop trying to get rid of your anger. Your anger is trying to help you. Maya was, how is anger helping me? It's ruining my life. Her therapist explained, anger is energy. It's your soul's way of saying, this is not okay. Something needs to change. The problem isn't the anger. The problem is that you're directing it inward or exploding it outward. What if you could transform it into fuel for change? Maya learned to ask a different question. Not, how do I get rid of this anger? But, what is this anger telling me to change? Her anger at her job? It was telling her she was in the wrong career. Her anger at her relationship? It was telling her she needed better boundaries. Her anger at herself? It was telling her she needed more self-compassion. She stopped trying to eliminate her anger and started listening to it. And everything changed. Anger is not the problem. Anger is information and energy. The question is, what are you going to do with it? You can suppress it and get depressed. You can explode it and hurt people, or you can transform it and change your life. The 3 anger responses. 1. Suppression, anger turned inward, leads to depression, anxiety, physical illness. Looks like, I'm fine when you're not. People pleasing, self-blame. Result, you hurt yourself. 2. Expression, anger turned outward, leads to damaged relationships, regret, isolation. Looks like yelling, blaming, attacking, rage. Result, you hurt others. 3. Transformation, anger turned into fuel, leads to change, growth, empowerment. Looks like boundaries, action, advocacy, change. Result, you change the situation. The anger transformation process. Step 1. Feel the anger fully. Don't suppress it. Don't judge it. Just feel it. I am angry. This is anger in my body. Step 2. Get curious about it. What is this anger telling me? What needs to change? What boundary needs to be set? What action needs to be taken? Step 3. Channel it into action. Angry about injustice? Channel it into advocacy. Angry about your situation? Channel it into change. Angry about how you are treated? Channel it into boundaries. Angry about your life? Channel it into transformation. The anger to action examples. Anger. I'm angry that I'm always exhausted. Transformation. Set boundaries around your time and energy. Anger. I'm angry that I'm not respected at work. Transformation. Have a direct conversation with your boss or find a new job. Anger. I'm angry that my partner doesn't help. Transformation. Clearly communicate needs and expectations. Anger. I'm angry that I've wasted so much time. Transformation. Start today. Make different choices going forward. The anger energy ritual. When you feel anger rising, physical release. Go for a run, hit a punching bag, do intense exercise. Scream into a pillow. Then channel it. Write down what needs to change. Make a plan. Take one action step. Set one boundary. The anger affirmation. My anger is not my enemy. My anger is my ally. It's showing me where I need boundaries, where I need change, where I need to stand up for myself. I will not suppress it. I will not explode it. I will transform it into power. The righteous anger. Some anger is completely justified. Anger at injustice, anger at abuse, anger at betrayal, anger at violation. This anger is not a problem. This anger is appropriate. The question is, will you let it consume you or will you let it fuel you to create change? Here's what most people don't understand. The most powerful people in history were angry. Martin Luther King Jr. was angry about racism. Malala was angry about girls being denied education. Gandhi was angry about colonialism. But they didn't suppress their anger or explode it. They transformed it into movements that changed the world. Your anger has that same potential. The question is, what will you do with it? Let's bring this all together. You're angry all the time because anger is a secondary emotion protecting you from more vulnerable feelings underneath. We covered the anger iceberg and how to identify what you're really feeling. We explored unmet needs and how chronic anger is your soul screaming for what it needs. We identified anger patterns and how your triggers reveal your core wounds. And we learned how to transform anger from a destructive force into fuel for change. But here's what I want you to really understand. Your anger is not a character flaw. It's not a sign that you're a bad person. It's a sign that something in your life needs to change. And you have three choices: suppress it and hurt yourself, explode it and hurt others, or transform it and change your life. Only one of those leads to freedom. So here's what I want you to do. Leave a comment and tell me, what is your anger really about? What need isn't being met? What boundary needs to be set? What change needs to happen? Because naming it is the first step to transforming it. And if you're thinking, okay, I understand my anger now, but how do I actually set the boundaries I need? I made a video specifically about that. It's called How to Set Boundaries Without Feeling Guilty. I'll link it right here. Because understanding your anger is step one. Taking action on what it's telling you, that's step two. Thanks for watching. Remember, your anger is not your enemy. It's your messenger. Listen to it, learn from it, and let it fuel the changes you need to make.
In continuation of the age-old tradition of the wisdom of India, to join the Alchemy program conducted by Guru Mitra Shiva, kindly register or call 96559 92559. Visit our website www.matangifoundation.org. Guru Mitra Shiva's Alchemy classes are conducted in Chennai, Coimbatore, Madurai, Trichy, Salem, Pondicherry, Bengaluru and London.